4 young lives cut short in the dead of night, and the world still searches for answers. Tonight we step beyond the headlines, looking not only at the evidence, but the symbols, the synchronicities, and the energy that lingers around this case.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Mystic's Toolbox. This is the very first video in a new series I'm calling Mystic Crimes. It is where I take true crime cases and look at them through a different lens. Not just the evidence, but the symbolism, the synchronicities, and the collective energy that surround them. And before we dive in, quick note. Everything I share here is based on publicly available information, and it represents my personal opinion and interpretation only. This content is for discussion and entertainment purposes. Now, a recap of the case. On November 13th, 2022, 4 University of Idaho students were killed at their home in Moscow, Idaho. Kaylee Gonçalves, Madison Mogen, Xana Kernodle, and Ethan Chapin. 2 other roommates, Dylan and Bethany, survived unharmed. The case shocked the nation. A suspect, Brian Koberger, was later arrested, charged, and convicted, but to this day, questions and mysteries remain. Most people stop at crime scene facts, but if you dig a little deeper, you'll find that tragedies like this often have many layers that include ritual elements, symbolic patterns, and synchronicities that reveal a story beneath the story. Take the calling spree to Kaylee's ex that night, for instance. Kaylee and Maddie made 14 unanswered calls around 2:30 a.m. 14 is a powerful number. It is double sevens, which in spiritual traditions represents testing, cycles completing, and the idea of reaching out without response. The silence itself becomes symbolic. And then there's Murphy, their dog. He was found safe and clean in Kaylee's room, even though witnesses say they'd heard him barking outside earlier for hours, apparently. Dogs represent guardians, protectors, and innocence. The fact that Murphy was untouched feels symbolic, almost like he was deliberately spared. And then there's what Dylan reported hearing that night. She said she heard a man's voice speaking, not to her, but to Kaylee, who, for some strange reason, she thought was in the bathroom. The words were chilling. "Don't worry," the voice said. "I'm going to help you." Now, in ritual or archetypal terms, this has the energy of a false savior. Comfort words turned inside out, echoing the shadow side of the rescuer archetype. And finally, we can't ignore the secrecy surrounding this case. Heavy gag orders, sealed warrants, information blackouts, more than what you see in most capital murder cases. Symbolically, secrecy is always tied to the occult, literally meaning hidden. What's withheld is sometimes as telling as what's revealed. And that's just scratching the surface. These strange details alone already point to deeper symbolic patterns. Patterns we'll explore deeper in the next video. Because when you look closer, the ordinary crime scenes start to look anything but ordinary. Kaylee and Maddie's twin-like bond, Xana being left uncovered on the floor, Ethan's role as a triplet. Each one carries the weight of ritual. So if you're intrigued by the mystical side of true crime, make sure you subscribe and follow this new Mystic Crime series. Because the deeper we go, the more we realize this story isn't just about what happened that night. It is about the symbols and shadows that still linger in Moscow, Idaho.